So how crazy is it that a company can post what feels like one of the best quarters in tech, their revenue goes up, their profit, and then their stock falls like 20% the next day? That's wild in my head. And that's what just happened to AppLovin. Cisco pretty much had the same thing going on. They beat expectations and the market still punished them. At first, it does sound a bit nonsensical, but when you sit with it, there's actually a logic to what's going on nowadays. So what investors are doing now is pretty much less about how did you do last quarter and more about what does your company look like if AI gets really good at this. It's a blunt test basically. Could an AI agent replace what you do? And if the answer is even a little bit of a maybe, people will get spooked. So even a great quarter will not save you if your product or your role even looks potentially automatable. That is also why you kind of see the flip side here. The companies building the plumbing for AI, like the compute, the GPUs, the whole infrastructure stack, those are doing phenomenally well. NVIDIA, for example, is like an obvious one. And Microsoft and Amazon Web Services, they kind of sit in a weird middle ground. They're essential to the AI future, but they're also making huge bets that could squeeze margins in the short term. So investors will react to that uncertainty naturally. What I keep coming back to is this. Features are replaceable, and I mean shiny features that don't really do much. What isn't replaceable is the context. The real hard to copy asset is not a feature. It's the messy web of meetings, your emails, your documents, your relationships. They actually make your work what it is. So that's what an AI agent needs to do your work, and you cannot build that overnight. So if you're watching the market right now, don't just read the headlines about quarters, look at what the market is actually rewarding, like infrastructure and context. That is kind of where Supernormal comes in. That's exactly what we're building here. For 6 years, we've been capturing meetings and turning them into notes and action items, etc. But now we've taken it a huge step further. We are building an agent-first workspace that pulls together all of your meetings, your emails, your documents, so these agents can do the heavy lifting and your team can really focus on the creative work they do best. So supernormal.com.